As we continue our look at Operation Iraqi Freedom, we'll take a look at some of the outcomes of U.S. victory and the plan for nation building. Eventually, we capture Saddam Hussein, and you'll see here he looks a little bit different than he did when he was the dictator of Iraq. He went into hiding for quite some time. Eventually, he was tried by the UN and was convicted of crimes against humanity on multiple counts. He was charged to death by hanging, and that was carried out. There was quite the controversy that ensued because while the Iraqi military that carried out the execution had videotaped their process of setting it up and having him come to the gallows, there was actually someone in the audience who filmed this with a cell phone and released that video for the world to see. And that was something that was not expected. Now, it's hard for us to imagine, but when this took place, kind of the use of cell phones and the types of video recordings you could have and share was new to the world. So this was kind of shocking that we were able to see this. Along with his departure and eventual execution, we see a new democracy put into place in Iraq. If you recall, we look at the Bush Doctrine. This is the third goal, right? The third piece of the Bush Doctrine is to extend freedom, which legally looks like democracy. For the first time, we see women voting in Iraq. In this image here, you can see the purple finger. That allowed, for a couple reasons, allowed them to stamp their ballot, also in an effort to make sure people didn't vote twice. For their first few elections, U.S. forces guarded the polling stations because terrorists wanted to disrupt the voting and disrupt democracy in general. So look at the timeline here. We see in 2003, Hussein's removed from power. First election was held in 2005, and then the Constitution in Iraq is not actually ratified until 2006. As you can imagine, those 3 years between the removal of Saddam Hussein and the Constitution being ratified are quite traumatic for the Iraqi people. Essentially, they are without a government. They are being overseen by the United States military and are in constant conflict with insurgents, terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda, and the United States military. A continued effort to search for WMDs after the war took place, but these attacks by insurgents and terrorists continued as well. Also, the United States was focused on training a new Iraqi military and police force to oversee this newfound democracy.